welcome back, family. So let's talk about it. The biggest medium I would say nowadays for finding that perfect someone, that mate, is social media, right? So Trey B,
what's up?
I want you to tell me how it is that you can instantly go to a woman's Instagram and know if she's for the streets.
Easy.
Tell me about it.
You go to a woman's Instagram page. All she got is ass shaking, booty shaking, doing these little fake fitness. Oh, I'm exercising, doing all this to the camera. Every single picture, no picture of her kids, no picture of her family, no picture of nothing she does outside of trying to get people to look at that ass, look at that body.
She's for the streets.
She's for the streets. What I mean, do you think she's not for the streets?
I didn't say she was and she wasn't.
What else could she be doing to garner that much attention and not be for the streets?
Got it. Well, a lot of women nowadays use social media as a means to monetize, right? They're making money with social media.
Just like women that prostitute make money.
Oh.
Exactly.
Jesus.
Oh, so you're saying that the women who monetize that are for the streets as well?
When that's all you show on your Instagram, all you getting is dings, 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 DM, DM, DM. You know how many men are gonna offer to pay to eat your cootie cat, lick your booty? You know how many men? It's men that's gonna pay you to please you because they like what they see on your Instagram.
That's fact.
It's men that's gonna pay you. Hey, how much is gonna take for you? Come on over to the house. You know, I see. You know what I'm saying, I see what you put out there.
But it doesn't mean
What's
that
up?
they have
What's
to
up?
take the bait.
Of course, but they don't have to take the bait at all.
So, but
a lot of them do
The streets, though.
because they do take the bait.
But listen, men are dogs. It don't matter if you were fully clothed. They will still say that. They will still do it. It
But
does
that
not
doesn't-
matter.
Okay, men are gonna do that, and I totally agree. Men, that's what they do.
Right.
They gonna pay, they gonna buy, and for y'all shaking y'all heads, y'all know that. So when a woman,
fool.
exactly. So when a woman does that and present herself like that, what is she advertising?
What are men advertising when they show off their money?
That they gonna pay for it.
But I'm saying
It's not a
in
versus.
society, this is how we have learned. What do men want? How do women get attention? Y'all like our bodies.
Exactly.
Men know women are normally looking for money, so they're showing off money. But then the same people turn around and complain about the same reason, like, all they ever want is my body. Oh, all they ever want is my money. You put it out there like that. But
Exactly.
I would defend that, like, because just like I said, people are using, Instagram and whatever else to make money. Some people are promo models for clothing and stuff. So if you model in shorts
That's
or
different.
exercise wear, what are you doing? It's the same thing.
Modeling, I think people get it misconstrued with
There's a
modeling
difference.
versus it's a big difference.
There's still a
There's a
difference.
Modeling
There's-
is different from
but I said
advertising
there's
your
still-
body as
No.
you know what I want.
Modeling and Instagram modeling is still two different things too. Like
I totally
Ash does
agree.
modeling. I don't do modeling. I do Instagram modeling. I do promoting. Now I've got a shape. That's the thing. People notice that. I've noticed this. Plus size women catch way more than a skinny woman will. We can have on the same outfit, but we're curvier, so we get way more offensive comments than the skinnier woman will. Because we're shapely. I can be fully clothed, don't show nothing, no butt cheeks, no cleavage, no nothing, and I still get some man talking about he want me to sit on his face. It happens. There is a lot of stuff on my Instagram where you can see my curves or my behind, but I'm more modeling something as far as the clothing. So it's like there's one on there right now. I have shorts on to say "Just Eat It." Came from a place that I got from. So that's what you get is the back of the shorts say "Just Eat It." But that's what I'm doing is for his clothing.
So you know that's gonna garner people to be like, that's gonna put a bulb in somebody's
whether I have
head.
it out there or not, they do it. I have pictures on it now, fully clothed, still get the same perverted things said to me. So whether I put it out there or I don't. I also promote body positivity, so you get to see stretch marks in stomach or whatever else you get to see in real shape.
But do you also have other pictures out there, or is it just a modeling page?
I have
Period.
a modeling page. That's for different stuff. It's like it's my thoughts and plus size cutie. I started it because I had a YouTube channel, kind of like how we're doing this now, but I don't like doing it.
So
by
you
myself.
also have your
I started
business
with that,
on there.
and it turned into me doing like promo modeling and stuff. So I have a lot of clothing, and it's added to where you can get the stuff from or I just do different, just regular pictures and stuff too. There's a bunch of stuff out there, but it is just me. I have a daughter. I don't have her on there because that has nothing to do with her. It's not a personal page.
Got you.
So the thing is,
so it sounds like
look
you
at
have
my page with what I have on there. Those I'm saying, and say that I'm for the streets based off what she's saying though.
Possibly, if you got shorts on there saying just eat it. I mean, that's
the people that are giving me the stuff where I have to model their stuff, don't
I guess.
And
I mean,
that's
that's your choice to do whatever you want to do.
Different things, but I've also I've gotten lingerie and stuff too. And if it's lingerie, there's women out here busting it wide open in lingerie pictures.
Of course.
I've got ones, same thing with Ash. Like, she's got lingerie pictures, tasteful lingerie pictures, but you still get the same comments from men. But it doesn't matter.
Men are going to try women regardless. But a man can distinguish between modeling lingerie, modeling clothing, over a woman just showing ass just to show ass. Because when a woman do that, that's all she going to show. She ain't finna hashtag clothing line, shot with this person, shot with that person. She not gonna do that.
Baby, the men ain't
DM me,
all they doing is
visit my OnlyFans. That's all they, you know what I'm saying? That's what they present.
But no one's reading all those little captions and comments. It doesn't matter what you have in there. They ain't paying attention to that. They look at the picture and that's it. There's a lot of shout-out pages that are run by men. FYI, guys, any of y'all that are on these pages with all these half-naked women, it's a man running that page, by the way. It's none of those females. They're on there and they get DMs from men all the time because they're not reading. It'll even tell you male-owned page. It's just thirsty men. So, or men that are for the streets, so to speak, as we all here talking about women.
There's a lot of men for the streets too.
There's a lot of them too.
Yeah, no doubt.
So,
no doubt.
I don't think it really matters. I don't think you can judge a woman based off that because maybe that's just her business or how she makes money. That has nothing to do with the person that she actually is. A lot of social media is just for social media.
Yeah, right, but 9 times out of 10, a man is not going to look for that type of person to be his wife, to bring home to mama. So you're right. We can't judge no one. I totally agree with that. But that slims your margin of error.
Right, because the thing is like she said, I'm a real model. So I actually do branding. I'm an influencer. I actually am published in magazines. I have a calendar. I have, there's certain things that I do, and that is on my Instagram page. And I do have 2 separate Instagrams. I have one that's my personal page. Yes, you'll catch my children, and not everybody's privy to that. Then I have my modeling page, which is just all me. It's because I'm trying to get with bigger brands. I'm trying to show them that I'm an asset out here that they can hire for their companies. But like Dawn said, it doesn't matter. You can be completely fully clothed. You can be clearly advertising for a company, and they still will take it and flip it into their own thing. A lot of the women that are on here posting their body doesn't mean that they're posting it for you guys, well, men. It really is that they're posting it for empowering other women to self-love, love themselves, be accepting of their curves, their bumps, their bruises, their whatever, their stretch marks. Like the one because right now, all
the other model, I forgot her name at the moment that you all did. Like everything's covered, Cece. But right. But
what ends up happening is these men, they're going to sexualize you no matter what. So they're going to jump in the comments. They're going to jump into the DMs. They're going to be disrespectful. You know what I mean? And it's sad to say, but a woman, the only thing that most women get to see on a regular basis is what the TV puts out as the image that, a woman should portray, But when you go to these private pages, you get to see more. You get to see somebody that just embraces themselves, and it actually motivates. I get millions of DMs about women just saying, I love your confidence. I love who you are. I love the fact that you'll be yourself. And and that's just from a picture. So.
But that's everything y'all saying is dope. Go ahead.
That's just not always the case, especially anybody in my age range. You could look at it; they're not modeling. I mean, I don't know. We moved away from this, but bodies are no longer sacred. OnlyFans, all that paying for it just to look at your body is no longer sacred. You cannot. I would not want my wife. If I'm going to marry you, I will not be comfortable knowing that everybody else has seen what I have. That's a big thing, and it can hurt a man's pride, honestly, to feel like everybody's seeing that, but like it's supposed to be mine. Like
Because some
that's
men
how
look
I
at it
feel.
differently. A lot of I've talked to I get a lot of young guys in my DMs. A lot of them, listen, we're not. That's a whole nother show though. But yeah, I get a lot of young guys in my DMs, and a lot of them don't care. They look at us like they don't care what you do. Make your money. It's a different mindset. Like you were raised differently, so we all know that's a little different. But a lot of the young guys that I've spoke to, they don't care. Women, the same thing. It's like make your money. It doesn't matter. To them, they don't care.
But see, that's the mentality.
Of somebody that's for the streets.
Exactly.
I mean, that could be somebody
You-
that
you-
want one
Like,
thing.
that's where a lot of
People-
They
men-
might just want what you're showing, what
It's
you're
a big
giving.
difference, and men know how to dictate the difference between a model and an IG thirsty whore for the streets person.
Did he probably tell say
It's a big difference.
There is a difference.
When you're modeling your stuff, when you're doing your thing, and you get the DMs, your name is not going to ring around social media because you're saying no, don't try me like that. No.
Yeah.
So
You know, there is a community out here, if y'all don't know about, like, big BBW type community where they have a whole list of who is easy and who is not.
exactly.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
When a
Now
woman
that
is for the
I know a
street,
few women that are
yeah.
in the community real big, heavy on the porn side and stripper kind of side.
Yes.
There's one guy who wants to do events and stuff, but he's real heavy on the porn and stripper side, and I keep pushing it off because I'm like, I don't really know if I want to associate
You don't wanna
with you like that, because
associate
then I'm
with
going to be
him.
put
Yeah.
into that category.
But you
Yeah,
just
you
said make your money.
I'm not mad to make the money. I have not excluded the part that I wouldn't do any events because I already know where I'm at on this list.
Gotcha,
It's that I'm
gotcha.
not easy. I'm definitely a big no.
Exactly.
You gotta get it.
Wow, that's
So when
crazy.
you're doing your modeling for the magazines, that's great. Be empowerment for women because we need some of them to not be for the streets. So if they looking at you being empowered, that's great.
But she's still catching both ends, is what
Right.
she's saying.
But-
Like, she still gets all the thirsty men, but she does still get the women.
But even if you didn't do that, you would get men trying to talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
men
that's
are
not an excuse
Exactly.
of, well, I do this and men still. Well, men ain't gonna talk to you anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's how you handle it. It's how you do what you do. No, don't try me. Like, you know what I'm saying? If a man gonna know, and if you tell a man no more than once, eventually he gonna say she
This is why
ain't
I
with the
say you gotta
shits.
snap on that.
Yeah,
You're gonna be on the
because we
streets.
had this
Yeah, yeah,
conversation
yeah.
before.
Yeah.
So I'm
She's real nice.
I'm real passive. Like I allow to a certain extent, and then once it hits that certain extent, then I feel, violated. I feel some type of way, because people will hop into my DMs. They start. Everybody starts off nice. How you doing? They give you the beautiful comments. Okay, thank you. But I'm being, just like we said before. Even if somebody approaches you on the street, thank you. I'm not trying to downplay you. Like I don't want to hurt your feelings, but then they want to keep on pushing it. Well, I already got somebody. Then they want to keep on pushing it. Well, I'm not interested. They want to keep on. My nigga, like, what are we doing here? Like, can you
You want to
leave me
know
the fuck alone?
why? Do you want to know why they keep pushing it? Because never once did you shut it down.
Right, and that's
Yeah.
what they said.
Yeah.
You got to
just
shut
be-
that down.
They said you
period.
just got to be disrespectful, and
Maybe you just gotta be like me.
Yeah, you got to shut
Mike
it down.
knows he watches my Instagram stories, writing answer questions, but I shut them down.
Yeah, you
fast,
got to shut it
quick, and
down.
Well, I know it now, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna say I honestly was not trying to be disrespectful. It was literally me just trying to,
Right.
be easy. Like, you cool, but just be easy. We
Be
cool.
like,
You can
thank
start
you,
off
but
that
I got
way.
somebody. Please don't DM me again. I heard your comment.
There,
Right.
that last
You gotta
part,
shut
I
it
gotta
down.
add
That's
that
it.
last part.
You gotta
Yeah.
start off easy. You don't have to start off being rude. You don't.
Right.
I learned that when I moved to Atlanta real quick.
Oh, I see.
Real
'Cause
quick.
I'm learning it real
You gotta
fast.
get smart with them.
But unfortunately, it's a bunch of you guys' peers who you call it a thirst trap. I mean,
Yes.
it's a lot of you guys' peers who quote unquote model. It's like my man said that there's some who now hide it under the guise of
Fitness.
I'm fitness. I'm a fitness coach now. But it's all about clicks. It's all about the DMs, right? It's all about that, So you do get those women out there who are giving you guys a bad name because they do set up the quote unquote thirst trap.
Right,
That's
and
what
And
that's
it's
there's
about.
kinda like-
majority of them now.
And that's kind of like what I understand about this whole conversation. And I do appreciate this conversation for those that are out there for the streets, because these women are making it a bad name. They are making it where these men think that it's okay to talk half crazy to, a respectable woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's those women that, now it's come to the light where they're just so free with being they're so free with being so open for a couple dollars. They have no respect for their body, for their mind. You know, they're okay with anybody hopping in their DMs as long as it's a dollar amount. You know what I mean? And that's the sad part of it all in the world that we're living in right now. Because, you know, I have 4 daughters that I got to grow up into this. You know what I mean? This is what they see. So that's why I push my agenda so hard, is because I'm body positivity all day. I show my stretch marks. I show certain things so that they don't have to be afraid to be who they are. But at the same time, you know, they know how to be respectful. They know how to respect their bodies, their boundaries, know your boundaries. And, you know, you don't got to, you know, just because somebody says you're pretty doesn't mean that you got to talk to them.
Yeah,
So let me ask this question. You've already said basically that all women his age are whores.
Right.
Is that the word that you use, my good sir?
Whores.
They're for the streets.
Yes.
Not only are they for the street, they're for the street called whore. Okay. So,
Said back alley.
Right. Back
Yeah, they back alley cats.
So this man here is single. Is it his fault? Is it because he chooses to look for women in the wrong places? Ladies.
I would say this. I don't know what your checklist is, or what you might say, but I do say that if that's all you're finding, you might want to start looking somewhere else or trying to switch up.
He's
what
looked
you got
everywhere,
going.
even church.
Church doesn't work. So you might have a time.
Thank you. I'm glad I had to say it. She said it for me. Thank you.
I tell y'all,
Thank you. I'm glad I had to say it.
No, I was the Catholic.
the pastor daughter.
I'm glad I had to say it. Thank
Now,
you.
did you say that women in the church women are for the streets?
A lot of them are.
Oh.
Did you know what they grew up to
Women
being told?
don't-
If you want
women
to find a
can't
good man, go to
stay.
church.
Yeah.
So people for the streets are in church trying to find somebody good.
Oh,
Thank you.
Oh.
Preach. Preach.
Look, if you haven't learned nothing from this tonight, I'm honest.
And I love that. I love honesty.
So
I don't like excuses.
So
But in a way, yeah, it is.
it
slightly
is
your
his fault. It is his
Slightly.
fault.
To a
Yeah,
degree.
because whatever you're attracting, you're attracting a lot of it. You know what I mean? You're at the age now
Maybe
where
you should quit judging the way you're judging. Like how you talking about looking at these models' pages.
But
and
I
that's
don't-
not who they are.
But I'm not going to talk to a model. I'm not going to talk to someone who feels she, just like my nephew said, that's going to mess with me, to knowing every man is looking at something
But
that I
don't
got.
you want your woman to be attractive? Don't you want your
Of
woman
course,
to
but
be
that-
somebody
but-
that others would?
But there's still things you're going to see.
I'm gonna tell you
that
now
they
that
don't see.
Y'all, what?
every man's going to want that woman, because even if she's not, you know, everybody's cup of tea, she might be somebody else's cup of tea. So somebody's
yes,
going to
that's
always want to
regardless.
look at
Yeah,
her.
but
Always.
as long as she's not everybody's. Someone is
That's
always
just
going to
her
find a
mentality.
woman.
She can't be everybody's, but I
Yeah.
mean, everybody's
But-
going to still want her.
Okay,
But
let's go.
why-
Let's go back to the Instagram part though, where you're just looking at what they, now you don't know anything about them personally, so you're just assuming it for the streets. You assuming they out here with all these men. How do you know they ain't been celibate for years? How do you know they're not even out here dating?
I
I'm
don't
not.
know, but I'm judging by what they put
I get a
out.
lot of stuff on my page, so like I'm not dating. I'm
But
not
what-
sleeping
but-
with nobody or nothing.
But what are you putting out?
It can be judgmental. Like I know there's iffy pictures. out there,
Exactly.
but at the same
All
time,
right. So if
I'm
you-
aware
so-
of that, so I don't get mad at too much of it until they cross
Okay.
the line.
All right.
So I know it's to
Okay.
a point, but I'm
Yeah.
saying my only point is you could be wrong,
Right.
I could be,
and
but
that might be why
but,
you haven't found nobody.
but it's okay, because when I do, I ain't gonna have none of them problems.
You think you
It's
are.
not that I'm looking for someone off Instagram anyway.
No, I'm just
Right.
using that as an example.
That's not gonna be the
judging
spot
part.
where I look
'Cause
to
you
go
could
find
get
a
chick
wife.
Who checks off all them little categories, and she out here sleeping with all your neighbors.
She could be, but
don't know.
that's why now I
You gotta vet people real well.
real well, and you got to look for the red flags.
You got
You
it.
gotta learn to run when you catch them red flags.
Yes, you got, and that's
Just
why
say-
I've
just ignore it.
and that's why
It's
I'm
fine,
still
it's
running.
fine. It's not fine.
Yeah.
So it's really you're saying is just not enough good women out here. Ultimately, at the end of the day.
I think it's a little of both. I believe it's a little of our fault, and I believe it's a little of women's fault.
It's the combination.
Some women just don't want to settle down. They are having fun being for the streets, making their money, being independent, being popular, being models of Fashion Nova or whoever else might like their Instagram and get them a DM. Hey, will you such and such for Fashion Nova? Pay. Cool. So when a man come up, I got this going on. My career's first, or this is first. I can't get mad at that.
Right.
But you're not for me. So
That doesn't mean
just because a man is single doesn't mean that he's missing out because he doesn't choose what's out there. It's always a choice. Y'all have a choice.
Everybody's got
We
their
have
own
a choice.
preferences.
Exactly.
The only thing I'm saying is how do you imagine that you're going to find somebody if you're putting everything into a little box? Like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm not going to mess with it because it's doing this. I'm not going to mess
You
with
might
this
want to be a
person
little
because
more
it's doing
open-minded.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you
of
have
course.
closed yourself off. So at this point, you're just going to continue to be running because you're not.
But see, the only thing that you feel I close myself off on is the Instagram.
No,
No,
you
no.
already said.
What else?
It's the other stuff that you've checked off
Yeah,
this little list.
you-
They're doing this. They're
I don't
doing
have a
that.
list.
You didn't mention several things over
Right.
here, so you might
No,
want
I'm
to
mentioning
replay
the
back.
things that's for the streets. If you mean I'm not going to check off women that's for the streets off my list, you're exactly right, 100%.
But
I'm
you
never
put
gonna find
these
that.
people. You put for the streets as a category. So there's certain things that you have listed that make this person for the streets.
Mm-hmm.
So then you bottled it up as for the streets, and you put it in this box, and you said, "I'm not messing with that."
Of
Which,
course.
understandably, you
Of
don't
course.
have to mess with nobody you feel
Exactly,
is for
sure.
the
Exactly.
streets. But understand that some of those little nuances you put into that little for the streets category is not always for the streets.
And how
Those
would you
people
tell
are
that?
not. I'm sitting next to somebody that just is clearly telling you she's been
So
celebrating.
why are you
for
single?
over-
Why?
Yeah.
I've had some bad experiences.
Hmm.
And I have chose now for this time period, I am focusing on myself.
Sound like me.
And
There
it
you
wrong- doesn't
go.
mean I couldn't meet somebody
Have
tomorrow
not-
that would
not
change
said
my
that.
mind.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
have had some bad experiences, and nobody proved nothing worthy to me. But I do still every now and then have little conversations because I can't shut the door completely and be like, because that's what most people seem to think I'm doing. It's like I'm just man bash and I don't want nobody. That's not the
Gotcha.
case. That's not. I just haven't found anybody that would make me
Worthy
change my
enough for
mind.
you. Okay, I feel you.
But I do have conversations. You got it. Sometimes I have
Everyone
conversations with people
does.
that I wouldn't normally talk to because I could be wrong. Maybe
Could
whatever
be.
I'm attracted to is wrong. So I talk to different people and see what's up.
Cool. And why are you single?
I'm not single.
You're not single? You're married? You have a boyfriend?
I have a boyfriend, and I am. There's a lot.
There's a lot to that.
Okay. Okay. Well, you know. I'm not going to get nobody that's for the streets just to be like, oh, you bottled up everything into a can and threw it away. Yeah, I'm always
But
throw
just
that
keep in
can
mind,
away.
wasn't we just saying earlier, like everybody's for the streets at some point in their life?
Yeah, at some point
Maybe
in
you're
their
meeting them in a
life.
transitional period.
Okay,
Could
so
be.
then that's a good point.
Well, yeah, that's a very good point.
So
Technically.
usually, what's
Yeah.
the age range of the women you mess with? Cause
30. I have dated someone 10 years older than me. She acted like someone that was 10 years younger than me.
Oh, my
Jesus.
God.
Yeah, so there's
she was for the streets too.
for
Is
the
that
streets.
what you're saying?
For the streets.
Oh,
if,
wow.
if I'm 38 and you're acting 28, you in that age range of trying to get your whole years out.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe she didn't have whole years when she was younger. Some people skipped out on whole phases.
And you're right. So I have to date her?
No.
No.
Exactly. So
No, but I'm just
she's gone.
rationalizing. It doesn't mean that she couldn't change. This is a phase they're
Yeah.
going through at some point. Like I
Well-
never had a whole phase. I skipped. I had
Ooh.
long relationships.
Oh,
From being
that's
18, I was in
wild.
it. I
Do you
was
think
18,
you'll
4 years
ever want your
relationship.
whole phase?
yes.
I consider that, but I think I'm too old for that, and it's not really fitting in my morals for a whole phase.
Okay, good.
I thought about it, but I'm like,
Good.
Yeah.
you have to
Good.
consider all possibilities. I'm not
Exactly.
gonna lie, I thought about it.
Exactly.
I
Of
could,
course.
but then it's like, no.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
It's not for me. But like I said, I spent 4 years from the time I was 18 in a relationship. After that, I was single for a little while, and then I was with my daughter's dad, and I spent like 10 plus years with him.
Ladies,
So I
if you
didn't
want a
have
whole
time for none of
phase,
that.
try to get that whole phase out of your system before 35.
Right.
If at all
But
possible.
before
Right.
30, please.
If at all possible.
Right.
Your 20s to me is your whole phase.
Perfect.
It should be.
College.
That's why I
It
say
should
any
be
man I
perfect.
mess with, I want him to already been through his whole phase. Please be
Exactly.
out here. Have lots of women do that, because by the time you get to me, I need you to act right.
And that's the
Right.
same way I feel about women.
Took me a minute to learn
But
that.
like you said, they still
Yeah.
might.
Yeah.
You still young.
Yeah, but I used to
But
tell
I'm
him
good
that all
with
the
it now.
time. I
Yeah.
tell him, man,
But you
you
could
yeah.
meet somebody tomorrow that could be your wife. You never
hey,
know.
Could
It
be.
can
Yeah,
happen.
that's true.
Nah, listen. You will not meet your wife anytime
Not
soon.
worried about it. Not worried about it.
Do not listen
Not
to.
worried about
Do
it.
not listen to what they're saying to you. Just focus.
you.
Focus.
He
I'm
said,
just saying
"Focus."
there's
That's
possibility.
like winning
Yeah,
the lottery.
I-
I don't feel like it's nobody looking in the wrong places, but it's really like winning the lottery.
Listen.
The
listen,
2% is winning. Is
you
winning
might
the
have to
lottery.
go
It's
outside
like
of
you
your
have
age
to.
range
Yeah,
for
man.
what
You-
you looking
hey,
for.
exactly.
Right.
Listen, man. keep focused. You're young, black, gifted. You finish. You get your degree at the end of next year.
No one told him to
and
get
then-
married, Mike.
And,
We just said he
and,
couldn't
and
eat
then you
his
focus
right.
on those other things that we talking
Yeah,
about
like I said,
focusing.
he was
And
married
then
tomorrow.
you'll be a unicorn.
Most definitely.
You will officially,
Most definitely.
You will officially be a unicorn.
Yeah.
You will be a good man who has finished everything he's ever started, who knows how to love a woman, understands what loving a woman is, understands what
That
opening
will
the door
be a
for a woman
unicorn.
is, understanding
It would
what
definitely be a
respecting a woman is, right?
There's
You will,
not
my
too many
son,
out
be
there
a
like that.
unicorn. As a matter of fact, you will probably try. They will probably try to wife you twice. Just saying. Just saying. So focus on the things that you're working on now.
Definitely
and all
listen
that
to
other
your
stuff
dad.
is going to come later.
Definitely.
Trust
Oh, that's
me.
Listen.
definitely important.
Definitely
I'm just saying
listen
you
to
could
your dad.
possibly meet that woman for him. I didn't say get married. Don't do that unless
Listen.
you're married early.
Don't pass up
I read
your
an article
soulmate.
that
That's
said
what
men
you
shouldn't
said.
really commit like that until they're like mid-30s because
Yes.
by then they've accomplished all
Yes.
the goals,
Exactly.
like what they want in
Totally.
life and everything as far as
Exactly.
business and their morals and whatnot. They figured all that out by now, so that's when you should do that.
Exactly.
Although
I agree.
everybody should date, it's practicing for marriage. Everybody should get out here and have.
There's nothing wrong with
relationships.
dating.
Yeah.
There's
Nothing
nothing
wrong
wrong
with
with
dating.
dating.
There's nothing
wrong
But
with dating.
that is, I don't think you should really commit to anybody. I think you should date around.
Right.
In all honesty, and everybody knows that we're still seeing other people till we agree to that. Because
Right.
like, if you ever seen the little memes where they say that man is not your man until he's asked you to be for you to be his girlfriend type stuff, till you've had that verbal conversation. Y'all single.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, y'all. So we covered some things tonight, man. This is another show that we might chop shop because it was a dope conversation.
It was.
Yeah.
And we kind of discovered that there are more women who are for the streets than we possibly knew coming into this thing, right? But as the lady said, if you are single and you do want to be married, it's enough of that 5 to 2% out there. You just may have to tweak your list, fellas, a little bit. You may have to, stop looking at what you initially
Right.
looked at and start
agree.
looking at something a little bit different, And if we can do these things, we can weed through all the women that are for the streets, and we can find something good. Unless you're 20 years old and you're my son, and you won't worry about it. You will not worry about that right now. As a matter of fact, all you deal with is for the streets right now. You do not worry about good and wholesome. Anyway,
That could be done.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, we had a good show tonight. We had a lot of fun. Hey, don't forget, y'all can check us out on all podcast platforms.
Yes.
And check out the YouTube page. Like and subscribe. Have a good night.
All
We
right.
out.